Alright, 9.4. Solve polynomial equations. In factored form.
Would it be fractions?
The final answer might be fractions, but that's it. Alright, so we have what we call the zero product property. Hardest property you'll ever hear. Just very sarcastic in case you didn't catch that.
What?
Let A and B be real numbers if A times B is equal to 0, then A is equal to 0, or B is equal to 0, and that's it. Another name for zeros of functions, okay, which is what this would have found for you up here, is roots of the function.
Another name for zeros of what?
Functions.
Anytime. Are you able?
Another thing that you need to be aware of are the greatest common factors. Okay, also called a GCF. Okay, and that is the biggest variable or number that can be pulled out
No, from
Greatest
last
common
year.
from the equation.
From last year.
All right, so we're going to look at some examples. The first one's using the zero product property, solve the equation.
Is this simple?
Yes. So the problem is y plus 9 times y minus 1 is equal to 0.
Should we make y 0?
No, but sort of. So we're going to take the zero product property says that if A times B is equal to 0, so we can imagine this is A and this is B, then either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0, okay? Or it's possible that they both are depending on the situation, okay? So we're going to set this up as y plus 9 is equal to 0 or y minus 1 is equal to 0. And then we're just going to move this up over to get y or whatever the variable is by itself. So I'm going to move the 9 over. So y is equal to negative 9. Or over here in this one, y minus 1 equals 0. So add the 1 to the other side. Y is equal to 1. And that's the answer.
Oh, it actually really is. Okay. I thought only one of the actual answers were going to be 0. It was going to be y equals 0.
No, you just set both pieces equal to 0 and then just solve for the variable.
Alright.
Is this going to get more complex?
The most complex it's going to get is that there might be a number in front of the variable, and you just have to divide it at the end. So your answer may come out to be a fraction, but you're not going to have fractions otherwise. So.
What was the swag?
I did.
You swag?
Let's go first.
Oh, let me rephrase. If you have another fraction, it's just getting moved to the other side.
Alright.
And the problems that are in the book.
My dad says- my dad goes,
What just
"Spaghetti."
happened? Hello. Number 6.
I don't think she's either.
C plus 6 times C plus 8 is equal to 0.
I got you first, right? I'll take some.
So we're going to set both pieces equal to 0. So C plus 6 is equal to 0, or C plus 8
or.
is equal to
This is
0.
when Preston.
This is not that kind of problem.
It is. That's not
No,
the same
it's not.
thing. You sure?
It's not the same thing if it says the word or.
Are you going to talk about the alligator? Is that what you're thinking?
No, he's talking about the thing where you would just, you know, like when you have to solve both problems. Yeah, one of the kids in our class just solved one of them because it said or, so I thought they only had to solve one.
No, it was the rhyme with the
Yeah, they saw it.
Well, they're literally 3-year-olds, so it's okay.
All right. So then moving the 6 over, C is equal to negative 6, or C is equal to negative 8.
What?
Thank you, James.
Number 8,
Yeah, you too.
G minus 1/8 is times G plus 18 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is one of those that has a fraction, but you're not actually doing anything with it. G minus 1/8 is equal to 0, or G plus 18 is equal to 0. Move it over. G is equal to 1/8, or G is equal to negative 18. This is the hardest thing you've done all year.
Yeah, I've like never done anything like that.
All right, number 10. 2n minus 14 times 3n plus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so this one now, there's numbers in front of the variable. All it does is add one additional step. So 2n minus 14 equals 0, or 3n plus 9 is equal to 0. So we're going to get the variable by itself. So to do that, you're going to move the 14 over. So 2n is equal to 14. I'm going to divide by 2. So n is equal to 14 divided by 2 is 7. Or on the other problem, I'm going to move the 9 over. So 3n is equal to negative 9.
So you basically just like swapped the signs.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
For n divided by 3 is negative 3. Alright, I'm giving y'all one to do on your own now.
Oh well, it's gonna be so challenging.
14. 8z minus 6 times 12z plus 14 is equal to 0. So try that one on your own. See if y'all are paying attention.
I think I actually got it for
Oh,
one.
are we supposed to be doing that one?
Oh my gosh, she just said that.
Well, I know who's not paying attention.
No, I am paying attention.
How come you can hear me whisper
No,
something to Chris, but you can't hear that?
No, I thought you meant we were good.
Why are you throwing things?
Was it pen?
That's a pencil. That lead kid break it.
I'll bet your pencil's right there, Chris. This is
By the way, after this section, so like next Wednesday probably, because we don't have school on Monday, so I'm not going to give you anything on Tuesday. Probably going to have a quiz on 9.3 and 9.4. Just FYI.
the things we do.
The super easy stuff,
Yeah.
as y'all told me.
Actually, April.
Finish your work in like 5 minutes. All right, what do we get?
Oh, I just finished writing the other one.
All right, well, I'm gonna set it up while you finish.
I'm not feeling that. Probably.
What are you gonna
Or
do?
just do.
Feel it.
What is that one being yours?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Or be in reserve.
Yeah, we know now. Yeah, I might be a teacher.
Or I'll be in the
They're different, that's mechanics.
Why did I put it in decimal form? I don't know why I did that. I just put it in decimal form.
That's kind of stupid.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Everything you do is kind of stupid. So, you're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, you go.
All right, what do we get?
AC equals 6 or 12C equals negative 14.
Yay.
Oh, that's a
So
You're
small.
not done.
I actually got it.
That's you're not done.
You divide.
I did it.
I put it in
So
decimal form.
Z
so
equals no, absolutely not.
I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, tell me.
I forgot about the
6 divided by 8 can take a 2 out of both, so that's gonna give you 3/4. Or over here, divide by 12. You take a 2 out of both, so you had negative 14 over 12, which is negative 7 over 6.
Can you make that a 1 and 1/6?
No,
Or just keep it?
Why would you-
leave it improper.
That's so cool how that does that circle.
Joey, she can do other shapes too. Look at that. You see that?
I know, but
So
it's just so cool.
Does the cloud work yet? You tried a cloud one time and it didn't work.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Joey!
It's
I don't know how it knows.
This
How
just
does it know?
proves that Joey
It's
has
just
never
knows.
seen a piece of mechanical equipment in his life.
Whoa,
And he
I don't
wants
know
to be
about
in the
that.
The first time it did it, it really
But
threw
this
me
is
off because I didn't know it was
technology.
possible.
This is technology. That is not mechanics.
Technology has lots of good mechanical stuff.
Not cars.
Oh my god.
I'm not building,
Technology
I'm not
is
building
nothing to
Teslas.
car.
I'm not building Teslas.
It's unlucky.
Look at that,
Tesla's
look
the
at
car
that.
of the
What
future.
is
You might only
why?
have Teslas to work with.
That looks like it has an
Yeah,
acute
there's always
angle.
gonna be those people.
Those people
It
do.
did.
That's a lot of work.
All right,
Because look, what if you ran?
shall we go with that type?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to go into the next thing of factoring out the greatest common factor.
Like
Okay, and then
factor tree?
tomorrow we're going to take both of these things and put them together.
Is it
to
like
finish the
factor
section.
tree? You know, like, everything's
Um,
Shut up, James.
Well, okay, sort of, but no.
See, she said sort of. Oh.
No, she said no.
Let's
No.
be-
But
let's
we
be
will
nice.
need that soon, but not necessarily for this.
Soon enough for this stuff.
Okay, but
I think
soon.
James is right.
All right, so 18.
The hair gets shaved off.
6x squared minus 15y. Okay, so we're looking for, when we're talking about the greatest common factor, we're looking for the biggest number and or variable that can be pulled out of both pieces. That means that that has to be in both pieces. Okay, so I'm going to start with the variables here. This term has an x, or has x squared. This term has a y. They do not have the same variable, so we leave them alone. We do not touch the variables. Okay? The numbers, 6 and 15. They're not the same number, but what do they have in common?
1.
Okay,
Their
something
number.
bigger than 1.
3.
3. Okay, so 3 can come out of both pieces. So you can take the 3 and you put it out front. You draw parentheses. If I took a 3 away from 6, what's left?
3.
2.
What do you mean?
Wait, what?
No, like.
Like you divided it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay?
Divided what?
Minus,
Oh my god.
if you take a 3 out of 15,
Oh, yeah,
Five.
okay, gotcha.
5.
21.
And then you just copy it down.
Oh, word.
Why are this in
Okay,
the
I
fact
get
that this
it.
is so simple
3,
scares
6.
me. I feel like
It's because the next 2 sections are going to get way harder.
what?
The next 2 sections in this chapter.
I think I remember.
They're not, well, they're not hard, but they're way harder than... This is like, all the stuff we're doing right now is to put the pieces together to be able to do the next sections.
I'm not. I am good at separate things, but not when you put it together. You know, like puzzles.
It's equals over.
Alright, 20.
I'm good at quarter.
5d to the 6th plus 2d to the 5th. Okay?
D.
So, okay, usually I do start with the numbers on the last one just to like prove a point. I started with the variables, but do 5 and 2 have anything in common that can be taken out? Okay, and if it's just 1, then we don't do anything with it.
No, but they have a D in common.
Okay, the numbers, nothing in common. Okay, but D, it has in common. The one that has the least amount, okay, is the one that's getting pulled.
So
2. Wait. Yeah.
This one has a 5, this
Oh.
one has a 6.
Oh, what's that called? Exponent?
Yeah.
Good job.
So the one that has the smallest exponent is getting pulled completely.
so it is.
Okay? So I'm going to take out d to the 5th. So if I do that, keep the 5, d, and then it's going to be, if I take 5 away from 6, I'm left with 1, so I'm just left with a d, plus, keep the 2. I took out all of these. Okay, I took the 5 d's from over here and pulled them out front, so I'm just left with that.
Wait, what happened to the 6?
You're being really immature.
What?
6 exponent.
What?
I took 5 of them away, so I'm only left with 1.
Oh.
Okay, and you can always check these
You.
by going back. Okay, I have d to the 5th times 5d plus 2.
You basically subtract both exponents?
Basically, yes. And then you can check it, so there's no reason to ever get it wrong. Okay, because you can check it, you can distribute back 5, and then d, if I'm multiplying things, I add their exponents, so d to the 5 plus 1 is d to the 6th, and then 2 times d to the 5th. So as long as you get back what you started with, then you did it right. Okay, so you can always go back and check to make sure that you did it right. All right, 22. 9m to the 7 minus 3m squared.
That's fine right there.
Okay, so do 9 and 3 have anything in common?
3.
3, so I can take out a 3.
I was
No.
looking at the
No
M.
basic.
Okay, and then how about the variables? Are they the same?
Yeah.
Okay, how many can I take out?
M.
Okay, I can take out 2 of them, so I'm going to put 3m squared out front. Okay, so if I take away 3 from 9, I'm left with 3. Okay, or I should say if I take out 3 from 9, because then that, yeah. So I'm left with 3. I take away 2 from 7, okay, or from the m. I'm left with m to the 5th.
Yep.
And then I took away this entire piece, but that doesn't mean it's gone, okay? I took away that piece by dividing it out, meaning I'm left with a 1. Okay? So don't just be like, oh, it's not there anymore or it's 0. If you pull it out like that, okay,
Wait.
then
Oh.
it's got to be a 1. Because then if you go back and you distribute it back, okay, 3m squared times 3m to the 5th is 9m to the 7th. And then 3m squared times negative 1 is minus 3m squared.
3 and 3. 1. So that's what I got there.
Yeah, because I took the 3m squared from here. So I'm just left with minus 1. Alright, I want you guys to try this one on your own. be the last one. 12 a to the 5th plus 8a. Okay, so take a minute and try this one.
Do they have in common? Do I put that on the outside?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
I'm gonna give you a minute.
Is it right though?
Yeah.
You sure? You sure?
You
wanna
check
bet on
it?
Huh?
Did you check it? Did you foil it, James?
No.
Or then check it, see if
I
it's
just know
right.
it's right.
Do you want to bet on it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to give you my money.
No, yes. I'm thinking. Well,
No, because you won't give me my money if I am
No,
right.
I will.
You've done this before,
No, I will.
and you
I'll
haven't.
give you $1. Okay.
I don't want $1.
No.
You don't want $1? Alright, I'll keep
That's
it
what you
on
should
mine.
do.
You've done this before, and you
I'll
never
keep
gave
it
me the money.
on.
Well, I have money on me right
Oh
now.
my gosh, you had money on you last time.
Um,
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, look. Well, trust bet.
No, I'm not. No, I don't trust you.
And I guess you're not getting my $2.
I don't want your $2. I don't want your greasy quarters either.
Yo, I'll take your greasy.
All right. So, 12 and 8, what do they have in common?
4.
4. So I can take out a 4. And then how about the variables? Is there something in common there I can take out?
A.
Hey.
Okay, how many of them?
One.
Okay, just 1. So if I take out 4 from 12, what am I left with?
3.
3.
Yep, 3.
If I take out 1a from the 5 a's, what do I have left?
4.
Okay, so a to the 4th plus, if I take out 4 from 8,
2.
if I take an a from a,
Um,
are there any a's left?
No.
No A's left.
Oh, dang, that's what
I did it.
thought.
I got that half. I did it.
James, be so glad I didn't bet you on you would have been giving me all those greasy quarters.
No,
I did it.
you didn't want it.
I
I
did
did
I
right.
didn't want the greasy quarters either. I would have given it to Chris.
I did
This
it
Chris is
right.
broke. He needs to buy food.
What do you mean I'm breaking?
I would have given them to
$100
Amy.
on.
Amy has no money. She just uses gift cards to get herself food. She goes out and she uses gift cards at Chick-fil-A to get her food.
Where'd she get the gift cards?
Why didn't you just go home and
Because she likes going to. She quit her job, so she doesn't have any money. So she just steals gift cards from like her mom's wardrobe.
Who's this warrior?
No one says wardrobe.
I do.
And yeah,
Because
Chris
I-
does.
'cause I
Chris
have
the
one.
wardrobe.
Because I-
All right. There's your problems, okay? It is Wednesday, so they're not like going to be due tomorrow. We'll add on to this what we do tomorrow, but you should work on this because you won't be able to do what we're doing tomorrow if you can't do this stuff. So do them and then check them, okay? Use this time. Okay, if you don't finish, that's fine. But 578. Okay, do them right now so that you can see if you know them. When you're done, go through and check them. Okay, and then tomorrow we'll add to this, so don't lose the homework. We're going to add to it. If you feel like you're going to lose it, take a picture of it so you have it. And then that way you can just add another page if you lose it or something.